Live on YouTube, live on the Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. And of course, you. Thank you for coming in and watching. Today is, of course, Saturday, aka Saturn's Day, April 11th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that occurred to date throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 491. Flavius Anastasius became the Byzantine emperor as Anastasius I Decorus when he was chosen by Empress Dowager Ariadne. All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Golden Loon here.
Yeah. Let's see. 779, Bishop Stanislaus of Krakow was executed by order of Boleslaw II of Poland. Why was he ordered to be executed? What did he do? So, that's going to require some digging. So, I challenge that to the viewer, right in the early show. If anybody out there, watching this wants to look into the reason why, let us know in the comments section. Not only to let yourself and us know, but anybody else who so happen to be reading it. Become part of the show, not just watch it. Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah. I want to know why this guy was executed.
Wow.
1241, Battle of Mohi. Mongols led by Batu and Subdai defeated Hungarian King Bela IV in the major battle enduring Mongolian invasion of Hungary with 30,000 Hungarians slain. Wow. Yeah, and so I wasn't reading it wrong. In the major battle enduring Mongolia. That's a weird, stumble of words there. That hurt me. It almost felt like I was reading cricket. So. Yeah. Speaking of which, we haven't covered a cricket article in a couple of days. I don't think there's one today. 1544, Italian War of 1542 through 46. A French army defeated Habsburg forces at the Battle of Cresserol, but failed to exploit the victory. How do you exploit a victory? You won. How do you not take land? Do you...
Well...
That's weird.
Yeah, that is... I guess there's a lot of ways to exploit it. Fear around the world you can exploit, stuff like that.
I guess so. 1579, Venlo joined the Union of Utrecht. Then 1580, Drenthe joined the Union of Utrecht. Okay, so that was a little interesting right there. And we will be talking about the Union of Utrecht in a little bit here, actually. That's why these are being read.
That's weird. What is that? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think I might explain that, but we will be covering it again shortly. 1612, last public burning at the stake in England, Edward Reitman for heresy in Lichfield. And this is telling me right here. Perfect. Edward Reitman of Burton-on-Trent was burned at the stake in this marketplace for heresy on the 11th of April, 1612, being the last person in England to so die.
Wow, that's a hell of a way to kill him.
Yeah. Now, hold on a second. There we go. Trying to get an image. There is something else here that I saw. The last woman burned at a stake in England. Okay. There was something. I guess it's gone now. It's weird. It was saying that there is a whole thing.
When was the last woman? Just to interrupt. You said it, but you didn't give us a date.
This just says last woman burnt at the stake in England. This is something else. Okay. Yeah. There's something about. I don't know. It was talking about burning at the stake and all that stuff. 1654, Anglo-Swedish alliance, commercial trade agreement between England and Sweden was signed. All right. Need to get some trade going, 1713, Great Britain, Spain, the Netherlands, Prussia, Savoy, Portugal, and France agreed the Treaty of Utrecht. France ceded maritime provinces of North America to Britain. So here we go again with this Treaty of Utrecht.
Yeah.
So let's look this up here. What is the actual Treaty of Utrecht? The Peace of Utrecht. It was a series of peace treaties signed by the belligerents in the War of the Spanish Succession in the Dutch city of Utrecht between April of 1713 and February of 1715. The war involved three contenders for the vacant throne of Spain and involved much of Europe for over a decade.
Yeah, well, so many of them signed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have involved all of Europe.
Yeah, so Utrecht.
That's pretty big.
Yes, it is. So like that was interesting. You know, we had that one, and a year later,
Yeah.
you know, on the exact
Yeah.
day, we had that other, and all of a sudden, like all these people did it. Like, wow, what's going on with this Utrecht thing? So, but from the other source, it says here, France and Great Britain signed the Treaty of Utrecht, bringing an end to the War of the Spanish Succession, also known as Queen Anne's War. Britain accepted Philip V as King of Spain, while Philip renounced any claim to the French throne. Well, there you go. 1750. Oh yeah, by the way, this link that I posted in here, if you want to see that, wait till after the live stream. It will be in the underbar, description section. 1750. Jack Slack. What a name, Jack Slack. Retained champion of England boxing title, defeating Frenchman Jean Petit in 7 rounds in Harleston, England. Acknowledged as the first international prize fight.
Ah.
Yeah. 1783, hostilities formally ceased in the American Revolutionary War after the Continental Congress proclaimed the cessation of arms against His Britannic Majesty. Basically, like, ceasefire, war's over, we're done, we win, so good.
We're independent.
Yep. 1814, Napoleon Bonaparte abdicated unconditionally and was exiled to the island of Elba in the Mediterranean until he got bored and came back for about 100 days, and then they sent him to St. Helena, I believe. Then he died there. I think he was poisoned because it was, it was British controlled and everything, and they just got rid of him. 1831. Well, before that, the Treaty of Fontainebleau ended the War of the Sixth Coalition against Napoleon Bonaparte and forced him to abdicate unconditionally for the first time. So, as I said, he came back and everything. 1831, the 12th century Lewis chess pieces were exhibited at the Society of Antiquaries of Scotland shortly after their rediscovery in a sandbank on the Scottish Isle of Lewis.
Do you have a picture of those?
Yes, I do. This is actually this is Napoleon on Elba.
Okay.
You can see him right there with all the British people. And here's the chess pieces there.
Oh.
Now, I do want to image search this because there are other images. Like, there's a much larger collection here. It's almost like a full set. You're just missing a few pawns. But this is what I want to show here. It shows the front and back of every piece. So king, queen, bishop, knight, rook, and pawn.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
How incredibly detailed they are.
Yeah.
Oh. What else do we got here? 1856. Battle of Rivas. Costa Rica defeated William Walker's invading Nicaraguans. Juan Sanamatera burnt down the hostel where William Walker's filibusters were held up during the Second Battle of Rivas on the same thing. So this has to be the same thing. They're both called the Battle of Rivas. They both say different things. So it's kind of weird. Oh.
Yeah.
1865, Abraham Lincoln urged a spirit of generous conciliation during Reconstruction. Oh, and here's the chess piece right there, the king.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. 1868, the shogunate was abolished in Japan. Former shogun Tokugawa Yoshinobu surrendered Edo Castle to imperial forces, marking the end of the Tokugawa shogunate. It's telling me to image search this now. So I'm going to do just that. Get rid of that. There we go. Bigger this. Images. Was there something here to read, or did I just want to show you the different, I guess the different castles and the paintings of, that looks like AI right there. There we go, that's a photograph. So, I guess that's what I wanted to show. I don't remember exactly what I wanted to show with that. 1876, Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks organized in New York City. What the heck is that?
Order of Elves?
Elks.
Elks.
Yeah, well, here's
like the Elks Club.
Here's their pin. Yeah.
Oh.
Benevolent, what was it called again? And Protective Order of Elks, BPOE.
I wonder if that's the beginning of the Elks Club.
Probably. I'm going to, Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. I'm going to add this in the underbar section as well. But let's image search. Here we go. American citizens who believe in God, charity, justice, brotherly love, fidelity, PGER, Grillo, raise money, give it away, special loves, veterans and youth, making a difference in the community, different aspects to lodge life, social charity, support, and governance. Okay, so it's
like,
a
we're
Christian
good
thing.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
But just ask, put the benevolence in there. Is that the beginning? Is that the foundation of the Elks Club?
All right.
I'm just
Is
curious.
this the
we have that
foundation
today?
of the Elks Club? Question mark. I mean, let's see here. Founded 158 years ago. Status active.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is today. Yeah.
Publication Elk Magazine. I'm trying to see headquarters Chicago, Illinois. Website elks.org. I'm trying to see if there's any hints over like if it is the Elks
ties in.
Club.
Oh well. Move on.
Organization headquarters. I'm just trying to see something here. It's just telling us about all the different.
They don't have a foundation date or nothing. Huh?
Well, like there probably is something somewhere, but that's going to require some digging. So once again, if any audience member wants to help us answer this question, was it the foundation of the Elks Club? Let us know in the comments. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? RMG Relaunch here was talking in the chat before the start of the show. Do we have anything over on YouTube? Nope. All right. 1876, Sir Charles Gordon ended religious tolerance in Sudan. That does not sound good. 1881, Spelman College funded as Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary in the basement of the Friendship Baptist Church in Atlanta. Now, the other source says, as the Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary, an institute of higher education for black Stadian women. It was for black women, women of color. The other source called them African Americans, but once again, Elon Musk is African American. That term does not, tell color. So, 1885, Luton Town FC was founded, a football club. 1888, the Concertgebouw in Amsterdam was inaugurated. What the heck is that? I'm going to look that up here really quick. The Concertgebouw, Amsterdam. Oh, it's a concert hall.
There you go.
Okay. Well, that's when it was inaugurated. In Ellis Island, 1890, New York, designated as an immigration station. I actually have an image of that. So,
yep, that was a biggie.
Now, did we ever go to Ellis Island when we were over there?
We went over to the statue.
We were at the statue?
Weren't we?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. Like, that's something that you think I'd remember.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing.
I should have a clearer view of it.
Like,
I don't think I went to New York ever without you.
Well, I know we went when I was in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if I went another time without you. Maybe I did.
I'm just trying to trying to remember if I was on Ellis Island or if I'd been to the statue. I know I never went in it because that was 2004. They still had it closed because of 9/11.
Yeah.
So
well, I wasn't in the statue. No.
Yeah. I think we were on that island, Liberty Island.
Over there. I'm pretty sure we did.
I'm sure we have photos and we'll have taken a picture somewhere. Anyway, 1891, 8-year-old Jewish tailor's daughter disappeared in Greece. Rumors spread that she was a Christian girl ritually killed by Jews. Wow. Now, see, there's always like people like they see this level of hatred, and they only see it one way. If somebody can make this up in their head as a rumor, then that means that somebody else just as likely can actually do it. If you can think it, you can do it. So I can't tell would something so atrocious be impossible to happen, or I don't know. It's just disgusting. How something like this could even be thought of.
Yeah.
But if somebody can imagine it, then that somebody, not that somebody, but somebody could have done it, So not making any sense. 1895, Anaheim completed its new electric light system. All right. 1 year later, Hungarian swimmer Alfred Hajos defeated Otto Hirschman of Austria by 0.6 seconds to win the inaugural Olympic 100-meter freestyle final in 1 minute 22.2 seconds at the Athens Games. Also took out the 1200 meter on the same day. Excellent. 1896 as well. Irish tennis player Jean Bolen, representing Great Britain, won both the men's singles and doubles finals at the Athens Olympics. Dionysios Katagoulis of Greece lost both matches. 1898, President McKinley asked for Spanish-American War declaration. 1899, Treaty of Paris ratifies end of the war, Spain ceding Puerto Rico to the U.S. So that's how we got Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
1900, the first modern submarine designed and built by John Philip Holland, the USS Holland, was acquired by the U.S. Navy. Well, they purchased it. And we've spoken about this before. because I remember looking up this image and everything.
Yeah.
But where is
How
that?
small it is.
Yeah. So I want to just image search this really quick. I'm still trying to remember what it was I wanted to show from that first round of image searches, but let's see here. Open image in new tab. The first modern submarine was commissioned in October 12, 1900 by the U.S. Navy as the USS Holland, named after its designer John Philip Holland. Holland knows as the father of the modern is known, I guess. It's weird, they typed it out wrong. USS Holland was commissioned by the U.S. Navy at Newport, Rhode Island, with Lieutenant Harry H. Caldwell in command. Holland is the first of the unbroken line of submarines in the Navy. Holland remained at Annapolis as a training submarine until July 17, 1905, when it was decommissioned. Wow. Well, you know, that's not
years,
that's not
years.
bad.
It's not very long for a piece of equipment.
True.
But
it's revolutionary.
yeah, exactly.
1907, New York Giants future Baseball Hall of Fame backstop Roger Brezhnev became the first catcher to wear shin guards. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Can you imagine catching without shin guards? Oh. Oh, man.
You'll catch them with your shins, that's for sure.
Yeah.
1908, SMS Blucher, the last armored cruiser that was built by the Imperial German Navy, was launched. Huh. That's interesting. So let's just image search this boat here. Just to look at it, you know. Looks like a ship with ship-like, you know, components and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Looked like it had, yeah, it does. It has 2 turrets on each side and 1 on each end. So a total of, is that 6? Yeah. What else we got here? 1909, establishment of Tel Aviv by Jewish settlers, named later in 1910. 1912, cornerstone of Tekshinan laid in Haifa, Palestine. It's telling me to look that up really quick. I didn't want to click on Rumble there. Israel Institute of Technology. Okay. That's pretty cool. In 1912, RMS Titanic left Queenstown, Ireland for New York. So it begins. We're going to be talking about that sinking in, 4 days? I think it was a 4-day voyage before they hit the iceberg.
I don't know the date, though, yeah.
1912 as well, the UK Parliament introduced an Irish Home Rule Bill granting Ireland its own bicameral parliament and be required to send a representative to the British House of Commons. Protestants in Ulster resist. 1912, Mexican President Victoriano Huerta broke off diplomatic relations with the U.S. Like we were having headbutting with Mexico back then. 1919, the International Labor Organization was founded. I'm going to look that up. Like, what country is that? You know, the UK or something? International Labor Organization. Oh, United Nations Agency.
Oh.
So it must have been League of Nations at this time in 1919. Because United Nations didn't exist.
No, until after World War II.
So, yeah, that's interesting. So, let's see here. ILO. Once again, if you want to see these articles, those links, they will be in the underbar after the live stream. 1921, Iowa imposed the first state cigarette tax. Man.
New way to get a buck, boy.
Yep.
Because all states glommed onto that.
Oh, yeah. Especially California.
Oh.
California really is the Britain of the United States because we love to tax the fuck out of each other, don't we, out here? You know? 1921 as well, KDKA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania broadcasted their first radio sporting event, a boxing match between lightweights Johnny Ray and Johnny Dundee. Johnny and Johnny. 1921, the Emirate of Transjordan was created. Emir Abdullah established the first centralized government in the newly created British Protectorate of Transjordan. All right. 1921 as well, Turkestan, ASSR formed in Russian SFSR. So some Soviet stuff there. 365 days later, 1924, the first men's college swimming championships began. 24 as well, socialists won Danish parliamentary elections. It's not good. 1 century ago, 1926, Flemish Economic Covenant, VEV, formed in Ghent. 27, Chilean General Carlos Ibáñez named himself as president. 29, Lotelefun celluloid film system demonstrated in Amsterdam. So, you know, movie film, all that stuff.
Yeah.
1935 as well, a stressa font, opening of the conference between the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald and the Italian Prime Minister Benito Mussolini, as well as the French Minister of Foreign Affairs Pierre Laval, to condemn the German violations of the Treaty of Versailles. Now, I had no idea that those three got together.
No, me neither.
Yeah, and that's actually from the other source, so it's not here on the primary, which is a little strange. But yeah, so...
But Mussolini condemning Hitler?
Yeah, well, with the British and the French. 39, Hungary left the League of Nations. 41, Jewish weekly newspaper was taken control by the Nazis, and the Nazi occupiers of the Netherlands confiscated Jewish assets. So, the Nazis doing Nazi things. 42, U.S. Merchant Marine Distinguished Service Medal was established. All right. And then the U.S. helicopter designer Frank Piasecki, 1943, the Vertol founder, flew his first single-rotor craft. And look at this. That is such an interesting looking helicopter.
Yeah.
Very strange. 1944, RAF bombed the Census Bureau in The Hague. It's weird. Why? Like, was it under Nazi control at the time? Like, it was World War II. 44.
Well, first off, what's the RAF?
Royal Air Force. That's the British.
Oh.
And The Hague is in the Netherlands. But, like, weren't they neutral? Like, the Netherlands? Aren't they always neutral? Or am I thinking, no, that's Switzerland. Sorry. I keep confusing them. Switzerland's always neutral. Okay, yeah. So the Netherlands was as part of the Axis powers.
Yeah.
Now, why they would bomb the Census Bureau is weird. That's a weird target. Like what strategic value would... I mean, like, maybe that wasn't their target, but... Anyway, 45, 4 soldiers of the 6th Armored Division of the U.S. Third Army liberated the Nazi concentration camp Buchenwald, freeing thousands, including Elie Wiesel. And Elie Wiesel, from concentration camp survivor to Nobel Prize winner. Oh, what did he do?
Wow.
What did he do? Yeah. He went on to become a celebrated human rights activist, of course, and Nobel Peace Prize winning author of more than 50 books, was among the thousands of prisoners freed from Buchenwald concentration camp in Germany on this day.
So one of his books earned him a Nobel.
Well, probably several, and then it was a compilation.
I don't know if they do it like that. Maybe.
Well, I mean, like as a total, like, well, you have all these great books, here's a
That could be.
Here's a
I don't know
like
how
thing.
they work it, but yeah.
I mean, then you have to have an award per book, and what if I don't know. Anyway, 1945, SS burned and shot 1,100 at Gargalden. Yeah. 45 as well. U.S. troops conquered Mulheim, Oberhausen, Bochum, Unna, and Essen. That's a lot of things to conquer right there. So we're just steamrolling over them. Loons time, although it's 1950, so there's 4 years actually.
Yeah.
The U.S. B-29 bomber shot down over Latvia. 51, U.S. President Harry Truman relieved General Douglas MacArthur of command in Korea and also Japan. So just complete erasure right there. 51, the stone of Scone, the stone upon which Scottish monarchs were traditionally crowned, was found on the site of the altar of Arbroath Abbey. It had been taken by Scottish nationalist students from its place in Westminster Abbey. That's not good. That's a very important, thing for Scottish culture and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, they took it back, I guess.
Oh, did they?
Westminster Abbey's in England.
Yeah, but they found it in Arbroath Abbey. It's found on the site of the altar of Arbroath Abbey. I don't know where that is, so
I don't either.
Maybe they did take it back, or maybe it was just taken somewhere else even more. Anyway, 1953, Oveta Cope Hobby became the first at Health, Education, and Welfare. What?
Oh.
Yeah, became the first secretary and first woman of the new Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, which later became the Department of Health and Human Services. This was her second time organizing a new government agency. Nice. Yeah. And from the, we have a connection here. The U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was created. All right. Yeah, that's said right there. I don't know why they have it in. See right there, 2 different articles, the same thing. Huh. So strange. 55, chartered Air India plane, the Kashmir Princess, was bombed and crashed into the South China Sea in a failed assassination attempt on Zhou Enlai by a Kuomintang secret agent. Wow. 56, the French government decided to send 20,000 reservists to Algeria. What was going on in Algeria at the time in 56? I mean, probably some kind of revolution or
I don't remember.
some violence. There's always something going on. 56, singer Nat Cole was attacked on stage of Birmingham Theatre in racial incident. Yikes.
Nat King Cole.
Yep. I was wondering if that was the same guy.
Yeah.
Nat King Cole?
Yeah.
Okay. 57 as well. Britain agreed to Singaporean self-rule. All right. We also have Ryan X-13. Vertijet became the first jet to take off and land vertically. So VTOL.
There we go.
So the first VTOL. Excellent. Oh, that's a weird VTOL. What the hell? Like,
Whoa.
how do you land like that then? That's
Same
weird.
way you went up, I guess. Reverses it. The jets hold you up for a while.
I'm gonna.
That's weird.
I mean, like with normal VTOL, like the engines, like like the
Yes,
planes, it's
yes.
like, and the engines rotate inside.
But technology is way later.
But no. How do you slow down and then do this? You're gonna plummet. You're not in the water, you know. Like it makes no sense. I'm gonna have to see if there's a video of this really quick, actually. Yeah, there is. Okay. Alright, the wingless aircraft. That's not the same design it looked like.
No.
That was something else. But I'm trying to find... This is just showing me normal VTOL. So, anyway, if anybody wants to look into that and answer my question, I'm going to post this here. Ryan X13 Vertijet. So copy, paste that, delete that. Alright, that will be in the underbar section. Moving on up, 1961, Bob Dylan made his first appearance at Folk City, Greenwich Village, New York City. We also have the trial of Adolf Eichmann for war crimes in World War II began in Jerusalem, Israel. 1962, the New York Mets made a losing debut. It's not a good way to start there. 63, Milwaukee Braves future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn defeated the New York Mets 6-1 for his 328th win, most by a left-hander in MLB history.
Warren Spahn.
Oh, Warren Spahn, congratulations.
Yeah, he was a great one.
Yeah, guess you got to hand it to him.
Oh.
63, Pope John the 23rd published encyclical Pacem in Terris that peace between all peoples must be based on truth, justice, love, and freedom. It was the first encyclical addressed to all Christians instead of only Catholics, and which described the conditions for world peace in human terms. Excellent,
Yes.
excellent, excellent. 65, 40 tornadoes struck the U.S. Midwest, killing 272 people with over 5,000 additional injuries.
Wow.
The other source says 55 tornadoes hit in 6 Midwestern states of the U.S., killing 266 people. So we have a discrepancy of the number of tornadoes and deaths, but still, that's crazy. Emmett Ashburn in 1966 became the first black standing Major League Baseball umpire in Washington Senators game against the Cleveland Indians at D.C. Stadium. Awesome.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. 1966 as well. Frank Sinatra recorded Strangers in the Night, single for his album of the same name, later reached #1 Billboard charts. 1967, Harlem and New York City voters defied Congress and re-elected Adam Clayton Powell Jr. in a special election to fill the seat from which he had been expelled.
Wow.
That's, like, the people are the power. If they want that guy in, and the mucky mucks at the top say no, well, up yours, mucky mucks. The people are the power. Take it, or, we'll bring back, drawing and quartering. We'll show you guys what we think. 1968, political activist Rudi Dutschke, at the age of 28, was seriously wounded by an East German neo-Nazis assassination attempt in West Berlin, West Germany. Yikes. And he was the leader of the German student movement. Left Dutschke suffering from brain damage. So, that's really terrible. But at least he's alive. So, at what state is...
How much of a live is he?
Yeah. 68, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the 1968 Civil Rights Act prohibiting discrimination in the sale, rental, and financing of housing. People always find ways around that stuff, though. 1970, Apollo 13 launched to the moon, although it suffered a catastrophic failure, unable to land. It did return, though, in 6 days, and what a remarkable story that is. The movie is really good, too, you know, but if you look more into the history and everything, like, can you imagine, like, looking out your window and just seeing gas vent into space, not knowing what it is, and just, like, you know, and people were still like at the time talking about landing. It's like out of your mind. We're far beyond not landing anymore. You know, this is a rescue mission. 1970, San Francisco defeated Cincinnati 2-1. Only the Reds aren't in first place in 1970. They must have been red hot, I guess. 1971, Johnny Johnson opened and closed at Edison Theater in New York City for one performance.
Never heard of him.
Well, I mean, it was one performance, so. 1972, Benjamin Hooks was named to Federal Communications Commission, FCC, the first black stadium to serve. All right. 72, Fantasy Records released Mardi Gras, the 7th and final studio album by U.S. rock band Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Ah, good old Creedence.
Yeah. 74, World War II criminal war criminal J.P. Philippia was arrested. I wonder what he did. Let's see, I'm just going to do a surface level scratch of that article to see if I get anything.
Most likely he was a German.
A Dutch collaborator with Nazis found. So he was a Netherlands collaborator. The Netherlands, they allied with the Germans just because, like, the Russians, you know, they had their own war with them, the Winter War. So they allied themselves with the Germans so, you know, they can have a deterrent for the Russians. Which eventually didn't work because the Germans did Operation Barbarossa. And they basically threw the Netherlands to the wolves, utilized them as a diversionary thing and to act as delinquents or whatever, to divert a lot of focus of the Soviets over there instead of on the Germany. So Germany used the Netherlands the way the Netherlands wanted to use Germany. Kind of, you know, never work with the switchers, you know. 75, J.P. Paris scored an 11-second overtime goal to see the New York Islanders eliminate the New York Rangers in their first playoff advance. Yeah, well, I'm trying to read as it was written.
I understand.
Ever first play, yeah, it's I'm trying to read normally, and so first ever. My brain's fighting itself, you know? Like, I'm trying to read it and trying to say it properly at the same time, so I have two things trying to go, you know? But only one can. 76, the Apple I computer, created by Steve Wozniak, the Woz, was released. 77, Ireland set fishing zone at 50 miles. All right. 79, Tanzanian army captured Kampala, the capital of Uganda, forcing Ugandan dictator Idi Amin to flee into exile in Libya.
That guy's a sleazeball.
Yeah.
Idi Amin.
Yeah, this guy. He looks like an asshole.
He was.
Yeah. 1980, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission regulated sexual harassment. That sounds like a load of crap, even though, like, you know, the path to hell is paved with good intentions, you know? Like, we want things like this regulated, but, like, I don't know. This sounds so communist. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission? I mean... 1981, a race riot in London, area of Brixton, South London, resulted in almost 300 police injuries and 65 serious civilian injuries. That's terrible. 82, U.S. Israeli reservist Alan Harry Goodwin carried out a mass shooting at the Dome of the Rock, killing 2 Palestinians and injured at least 7 others. 83, in the first Supergrass trial in Northern Ireland, 14 Ulster Volunteer Force members were jailed for a total of 200 years.
Whoa.
Wow. That's a pretty hefty crime there. Well, you know, they're part of, like, the whole troubles. Like, they would be labeled probably terrorists, urban insurrectionists.
Today.
Yeah. So, 84, Challenger astronauts completed first in-space satellite repair. 84 as well, Chinese troops invaded Vietnam. Huh. That's long after we were there and left. 84. Huh. That's weird.
We were out by 84.
We were out by 76. Like, I thought that was, like, you know, 74, 76.
What's China doing invading Vietnam?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Like, what the heck is...
Butt heads are butting heads today.
Maybe they were trying to soak up their land. That's a Sino-Vietnamese War.
So.
There was a war in early 1979 between China and Vietnam. Okay.
Wow, I've never heard of this.
Neither have I. So I'm going to add this
Oh, you got it.
Sino-Vietnamese War. Yeah. Hold on a second. Add my hyphen. Copy my link. Post it there. Whoops. There we go. All right. What else do we got here? Well, first off, it was a war which occurred in early 1979 between China and Vietnam. China launched an offensive ostensibly in response to Vietnam's invasion and occupation of Cambodia in 78, which ended the rule of the Khmer Rouge. Wow, I know that name.
Yeah.
The conflict lasted for about a month, with China withdrawing its troops in March of 79. But this is 84. So what happened? They attacked. This is a different one. I searched up 84 though. This is 79. So this isn't even the same war. So what the hell? Why are they invading them again?
Or is the dates wrong in the history?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
I don't think they've been in there twice.
I don't know. Somebody needs to look that up. 1984 again, General Secretary Konstantin Chernenko was named president of the Soviet Union.
You got to put in the Vietnam-China War. 79 with a question mark.
1979 question mark. Okay. Oh, yep. 1986, a 1921 Canadian 50-cent coin was auctioned in New York for $22,000.
Oh.
That's a lot of money. I want to go back to this Soviet guy here.
Yeah.
During the Reagan movie, not like a movie that starred Reagan, but the movie about Reagan that we saw and everything. Yeah. That's one of my favorite scenes. Like my absolute favorite scene is the opening, because like the transition from zooming into the camera and all of a sudden you're in the camera looking out. Like that was such a fantastic transition. Like that was amazing. But I guess my second favorite scene was when it showed all the Soviet general secretaries dying one by one by one. Remember?
Yeah.
And then Reagan is just like, how am I supposed to work with them if they keep dying on me? Yeah. 84 though. No, 86. Dodge Morgan sailed solo nonstop around the world in 150 days. Nice. And Halley's Comet made its closest approach to Earth this trip, 63 million kilometers. All right.
Wow.
Yep. 1986, FBI Miami shootout, a gun battle in broad daylight in Dade County, Florida, between two bank/armored car robbers and pursuing FBI agents. During the firefight, FBI agents Jerry L. Dove and Benjamin P. Grogan were killed, while 5 other agents were wounded. As a result, the popular .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge was developed. Huh. So a bullet came out of that. That's strange. 1987, Ao's time.
Yay.
Yankees scored 12 runs in 7th inning versus Kansas City Royals.
Down the line.
Yep. Isn't that the cycle?
Yeah. No, that's not the cycle.
Oh.
No, but I'm just being facetious.
I'm being weird. 1989, we have the first playoff goal scored by a goalie, Ron Hextall. A visiting Philadelphia Flyers shot into Washington Capitals' empty net while the team was shorthanded in 8-5 win.
Yeah.
Wow.
It had to be an empty net goal.
From one side to the other.
Yeah, he shot it and scored a goal.
How do you not intercept it? You have the entire field, literally.
Well, everybody's attacking, and he just fired away to clear it. A lot of times they get cleared down there untouched. But there's always a goal, and it's usually way off to one side or another.
Yeah.
He wasn't shooting for the goal. He was just clearing it.
Huh. Well, congratulations on him.
No kidding.
89 as well. Flyers scored. Oh, yeah, this is the same one. Flyers scored shorthanded into an empty net, beating the Caps 8-5. So, connected. I don't know why I didn't catch that earlier. 1990, customs officers in Middlesbrough, United Kingdom, said that they have seized what they believe to be the barrel of a massive gun on a ship bound for Iraq. So, like, is he bringing in, like, an artillery piece or something? 1990, I remember, like, Saddam Hussein was trying to build something akin to what Hitler did with the V3, V4. You know, the project where they had the massive gun barrels deep underground?
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff? There is a theory that Saddam Hussein was trying to build something like that. So, 1990, MLB California Angels Mark Lanston and Mike Witt no-hit Seattle 1-0. 1991, New York City's Museum of Broadcasting changed their name to the Museum of Radio and Television. Okay. 91, nope, 92, MLB Cleveland Indians set team record for long game loss to Boston Red Sox, 19 innings, 16 and a half hours, or 6.5 hours, not 16 and a half hours. That's still long though, 6.5 hours.
It's a long game.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I have work in the morning, you know? Like, fuck this. 93, 450 prisoners rioted at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville, Ohio, and continued to do so for 10 days, citing grievances about prison conditions, as well as the forced vaccination of Nation of Islam prisoners for tuberculosis against their religious beliefs. You know, like, I don't see the point in forcing vaccinations ever. I mean, if somebody wants them, they'll get them. If somebody doesn't, they won't. You know, now, if you're a child, you vaccinate the child, that's up to the parents and everything.
Well,
but if the vaccinations actually do what they do, there shouldn't be a mandate. Let natural selection take its course, you know?
The one thing you got that I do agree with is certain mandates so you can go to a public school.
Well, once again, let the decision of the parents be for their kids.
The problem being, kids are all put into one area, and if one isn't vaccinated, it can pass it on to others.
If they're vaccinated, though, then it wouldn't matter.
But if they're volunteered and only half of them are vaccinated, then half of them are going to get sick.
Then half of them have bad parents. We got to stop putting our responsibilities in Big Daddy government. We got to be accountable for our actions.
And they don't make you. It's just if you're going to go to
a mandate school. Is making.
I'm saying no. I'm not saying this. I'm saying for kids. It's
it
mandated if you're going to go to a public school.
That should still be up to the parents to decide. Like, if the vaccination does its job, then the parents will get the, See, it's. I just don't like. I don't like laws that take the responsibility away from people. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's
IOYO.
Yes. I don't have a paper. Hold on a second.
Or a pen.
Fuck. All right. Well, hold on a second. Let's let me add that to IOYO here. IOYO.
Vaccinations.
Mandate? Okay. Anyway, let's get back on track with the show here. 1993, Guillermo Aguilo, pro-Catalan independence and anti-fascist Valencian young activist, was assassinated by a group of Spanish nationalists and neo-Nazis in Montañeros. That's terrible. 96, revival of Rodgers and Hammerstein's musical The King and I, starring Lou Diamond Phillips and Donna Murphy, premiered at Neil Simon Theater in New York City, running for 781 performances. That's 780 more than that other one that we covered.
Absolutely.
2001, detained crew of a United States EP-3E aircraft that landed in Hainan, People's Republic of China, after a collision with a J-8 fighter were released. I'm not sure if you remember, but we covered that a while ago. One of our aircraft and a Chinese craft crashed over China. The Chinese pilot, unfortunately, did not make it. But the U.S. pilots did, and the Chinese detained them and everything, and then this is when they released them.
So we were literally flying over Chinese airspace?
Well, it might have been like, I think it was a commercial thing.
Oh.
Like, it was just like, it was a U.S. thing, like, detained crew of United States EP-3E aircraft. Like, let's look up what this aircraft is, first off. EP-3E. Okay. So, I mean, that might be military. I don't know. Lockheed, Orion.
It could be used both ways, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 2001 as well, the Australian national men's soccer team set a world record for their largest victory in an International Association football match, winning the game 31-0 against American Samoa at the 2002 FIFA World Cup qualifiers for OFC. Australia's Archie Thompson also broke the record for most goals scored by a player in an international match by scoring 13 goals.
Did I move? What? I moved down under.
2002, an attempted coup d'etat took place in Venezuela against President Hugo Chavez. Oh. I remember that name.
Yeah.
It says here, over 200,000 people marched in Caracas towards the presidential palace to demand the resignation of President Hugo Chavez. 19 protesters were killed.
Yeah.
2006, Iranian President Mohammed Ahmadinejad. I only know that name because I heard it so many times on the news back in the day. Announced that Iran's claim had successfully enriched uranium. Yikes.
Yeah, he was the president.
Yep. I thought that they had an Ayatollah.
He was the commander of all things, whatever they call him. He was the whatever. Yeah, he ruled the country. This guy was president of the government.
So is the Ayatollah a different thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he wasn't the Ayatollah. He was the president of Iran. The Ayatollah was the supreme leader. That's what he was.
Okay. 2010, the night of Sora Aoi, Japanese porn actress Sora Aoi joined Twitter, prompting many Chinese fans to try and circumvent Chinese censorship. Wow. Wow. The lengths people will go to get a gander at a good tit. Ridiculous. People are just animals, dude. You know, we humans, we think we're
she's
so...
the one protesting it.
Well, no. She didn't protest anything. She just joined Twitter.
Oh.
Like, Japanese porn actress, whatever her name was, joined Twitter. And then, because of that, a lot of Chinese fans try to circumnavigate, Chinese censorship to look at her Twitter.
I see.
No, there's nothing political about it. They just wanted...
Okay, I misunderstood it.
Yeah. No, it's just a bunch of, horny men. That's it. Really pathetic. 2012, The Avengers, directed by Josh Whedon and starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, and Jeremy Renner, premiered in Los Angeles, California. All right. And later on, there's also Chris something. The guy who plays the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy dude.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
Chris Christopherson?
No. There's some other Chris. Like, there's this meme that, half of the Avengers are all named Chris. Like, we have Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and...
oh, man, I never heard of any of those.
Well, Chris Evans...
I know...
Plays
Chris
Captain...
Rock, that'd be it.
Well, Chris Evans plays Captain America, Chris Hemsworth plays Thor, Scarlett Johansson plays Black Widow, Robert Downey Jr., of course, is Iron Man, Mark Ruffalo is the Hulk, and Jeremy Renner is Hawkeye.
Mark Ruffalo is the Hulk?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Well, he plays Bruce Banner.
Okay. The normal guy. I know he doesn't play the Hulk.
Well, that's CGI.
Yeah.
It's all... They don't do, Lou Ferrigno or anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
So it is Mark Ruffalo's face on the Hulk.
Oh.
They CGI. They just make him the Hulk with CGI. No. 2012, a 2011 London riot looter was jailed for 11 years after starting a fire at a furniture retailer. We had something out here recently about that, setting fire to a whole warehouse. That happened in Ontario out here, I believe.
I don't remember.
I talked to you this morning about, remember the guy lighting paper products on fire?
Yeah, okay.
Burning in a gargantuan warehouse fire.
Yes,
2012, an 8.6 magnitude earthquake and 8.2 aftershock occurred off the coast of Indonesia in the Wartan Basin west of Sumatra in Indonesia. The maximum mercalli intensity of this trike slip, whatever, doublet earthquake is VII 8, very strong. 10 were killed, 12 were injured, and a non-destructive tsunami was observed on the Isle of Nias. Moving on to 2013, fossilized dinosaur eggs with embryos were discovered in China. Whoa! That's DNA to be extracted there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. 2013 as well, 2 women were beheaded for sorcery in Bougainville, Papua New Guinea. Wow. 2015, Barack Hussein Obama and Raul Castro met in Panama, the first meeting of U.S. and Cuban heads of state since the Cuban Revolution. And of course, Obama, the leftist, they do love their communism. So, 2016, updated Tree of Life published in Nature Microbiology by scientists from Berkeley University in California. What the hell does that mean?
Microbiology?
Well, no, Tree of Life. I guess connections and everything. I'm gonna try to bigger this image right here. What is this? Okay, that's not gonna. Okay, let's see if I can find a bigger image. This is open image. There we go. Well, this is showing us different life forms.
Bacteria?
Yeah, like this the tree of life.
Okay.
So
yeah,
right here, like it shows you like elephants, like
yeah.
all of our differences, and then goes all the way back down to the primordial ooze from which we all started.
Yeah.
So this is an updated version of that. So that's interesting. 2017, the tour bus of the German football team Borussia Dortmund was attacked with roadside bombs in Dortmund, Germany. 3 bombs exploded as the bus ferried the team to the Westfalenstadion for the first leg of their quarter-final against Monaco. That's terrible. Doesn't say anybody was killed or injured.
Yeah.
But 3 bombs, somebody must have been injured at least. I'd be surprised if they weren't. 2019, ex-Pope Benedict XVI claimed Catholic sexual abuse was caused in part by the 1960s sexual revolution. Well, yeah, that makes sense. 2019, first day of voting in Indian general elections, the world's largest democracy with 900 million eligible voters in the world's largest ever election held until May 23rd. Holy crap, dude. How do you count all that? And they still counted their votes faster than we did out here. 2019, Israel's Bereshit spacecraft, the first privately funded mission to the moon, crashed on the moon.
Oh, no.
Oh, gee. 2019 as well, Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir was overthrown and arrested by the army of Khartoum after 29 years in power following massive street protests. 2019 as well, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was forcibly removed from the Ecuadorian embassy in London by police and arrested on failure to appear in court on U.S. extradition charges. Yeah, that's right. We screwed around with Ecuador and then got them to release this guy, and he's probably still being tortured in Guantanamo Bay to this day. Julian Assange. I don't know. Like remember he was all raggedy. He had a beard and everything. Like they threw him into a car, and he was never been seen or heard from again. So no, like the U.S. they wanted him because he was the founder.
The U.S. wanted him.
Yeah. Well, now they have him, and they're probably ripping his fingernails out with bamboo. 2020, Brazil was the first country in the southern hemisphere to report more than 1,000 deaths from Kung Flu, with 1,056 deaths and 19,638 cases. But when you're marking everything as that, just because you can, I mean, nobody's cross-referencing it.
We don't know what Brazil was doing, but
well, I would
still those people died.
At the end of the day, all these countries are all under control by the same people, so it's all a show and dance. 2020, Farm Aid at Home held virtually. Performers included Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, Black Pumas, Bonnie Raitt, Bo Skaggs, Brandy Charlie, Chris Stapleton, Eric Brickdale, Jack Johnson, and John Batiste, or whatever. Virtually, though, so it's all on like Zoom or something stupid.
So, yeah.
2021, 20-year-old Dante Wright was shot and killed at a traffic stop by a police officer in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, who said they mistook their gun for a taser. Yeah, killed in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota by Officer Kimberly Potter, sparking protests in the city when the officer mistook her pistol for the taser. You remember that?
I do remember that.
No.
I remember her being interviewed saying, she really thought she was going to tase the guy.
Yeah.
You can't screw that up. You're trained. You're well trained, supposedly.
Well, I think something came out that she was a DEI because a woman, a check mark, So who cares? She doesn't need training, Let's get down on the street and have a representation.
No such thing.
There absolutely is. Absolutely is. Especially in the police. 2022, mayor of Ukrainian city Mariupol said over 10,000 civilians have died in the Russian siege, with the likely death toll twice this as bodies are carpeted through the streets. I don't know how much puffering that was, but it was terrible. So, 2023, largest cosmic explosion ever recorded, AT2021 LWX, a fireball 1,000 times the size of the solar system, with a brightness 2 trillion times the sun's, thought to be a large gas cloud entering a supermassive black hole 8 million light years away. Wow. That's terrifying. A black hole sucking up a gas cloud. And I guess, with all that compression, your gas ignites. So, 100 times the size of the solar system. Good God. 2023, Myanmar military killed at least 133 civilians, including children, in an airstrike on Kanbalu Township in an area not under control of the military junta. Wow, that's terrible. The Paziagi Sangong region. We also have NHL Boston Bruins broke record for most team points in a season at 133 and a 5-2 victory over visiting Washington Capitals. Montreal Canadiens held record of 132 since 1977. 2023 as well, Russian volcano Shogunate erupted, spewing ash 20 kilometers into the air in the country's eastern Kamchatka region. That was an interesting noise I made. Shogunate.
I just roll with your pronunciations.
I mean, it almost sounds like, you know, except like, you know, if instead of wood, the floor was made of rubber, you know. 2024, Bogota began water rationing for the first time as water reservoirs ran very low due to drought and El Nino. 2 articles left. 2 years ago, Vietnamese real estate tycoon Truong My Lan sentenced to death for embezzlement, bribery, and banking violations worth 304 trillion dong, or $12.46 billion, the country's largest ever fraud case. Yeah, kill him. Yeah, he's got to go. 2025, China raised U.S. tariffs to 125% in retaliation against Trump, excluding China from the 90-day tariff pause and increasing China's tariffs to 145%. Well, eat it, China. You know, that's what you get for being fascist. Like, you know, they're doing, like, you know, freaking 5 genocides at once. You know, Tibetans, Uyghurs, you know, the Christians. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between 2 sources. Please, I implore you, check our sources. You know, continue your path of self-education. It's up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who those who see their opinions differently from our own, find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. I think my brain's shutting down. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. Until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at